Okay, hey, welcome to the Five Secrets seven-figure lifestyle practice. Let's go through this. What's seven-figure lifestyle practice mean? Well, obviously, seven figures is $1 million, but it's not about the $1 million. It's about creating a practice where 80 to 90% of all your patients are living a chiropractic lifestyle. Now, what's so great about that? One, it's easy. Two, you're not stuck with a marketing business. Three, you're affecting generations. Four, you're really fulfilling your purpose on a higher level, and you don't have to worry about freaking money. How awesome is that? So, now what are the five secrets? Well, the five secrets are just communication and mindset principles that if you just follow these principles, that you can go to any level of practice that you want. And then you can decide what volume you want. You can decide how much money you want to make. But the most important thing is that the real step that matters is, are you creating a legacy? So this is about communication tools that create a legacy that impacts generations with chiropractic healthcare. That's not pain care. That's not start with a corrective program and quit, or that's maybe we get in the lifestyle and then we hang for a little bit, or maybe only 20% of our patients refer their family. This is creating a legacy that lasts generations. Success is one thing and fulfillment is another. So the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. When I first heard the principle of chiropractic, I knew it was for humanity. I didn't become a chiropractor to build a practice, although coming out of school, I needed to build a practice. But it was really the ultimate thing was, can we change healthcare? And I guess it's the crazy people that actually think we can do this in our lifetime. And there's no better time in the world than right now when people are questioning the government, they're questioning pharmaceutical companies, they're questioning the news, they're questioning everything. And if you have that vision, then the future definitely belongs to you. And I want to help you develop the system and develop the skill to be able to do that. Now, why am I here doing this? Well, in my second marriage, my wife developed cancer. Most people will laugh. This was me in the year 2000, before I had to color my hair. Nice bow font there, but that was my wife at the time. And little did we know, 4 years later, she was going to be diagnosed with cancer. This is after chemo and radiation failed. Her granddaughter was born September 17th, I believe. Cindy died on November 28th. So this is about 5 or 6 weeks. That's her son, Chase, who was 11 at the time, that I adopted. And now he's 30 years old, owns his own business, has a great relationship. And we went through a bunch of stuff with that. But here's the real story. If you take about another 15 or 20 pounds off her, which she lost in the next month, she wanted to take a bath. And I picked up her feeble body, which is a whole nother awareness at the time, because normally she was about 125 pounds, but she was probably maybe 90 pounds. And just carrying her over to the bathtub and how light she was amazing. It was a whole mind blower. But we're planning her service. It was more of a life celebration than it was a funeral. And all of a sudden she started bawling out loud, like sobbing, howling, crying. And I said, "Sweetheart, what's wrong?" And she said, "I didn't know. I don't know if I did what I was supposed to do in this life." Meaning she didn't have a purpose. She didn't fulfill her purpose. She didn't know what her purpose was. And here she was dying. And the weight that I felt, the emotional weight, I can't even put into words how heavy that was. And a few moments later, I was aware that I was living my purpose. And you can Google this if you want. 93% of people, at least in this country, don't know what their purpose is. And you do. You know what it is. And that is such a great gift to live your purpose, because that's the difference between success and fulfillment. And I would just encourage you to reach for the sun, set your vision on the stars. And hey, if you hit the moon, it won't be so bad, but I bet you can go a heck of a lot further. Is to think bigger than you are now, and then develop the enhance your purpose, be convicted to it, and develop the skills and strategy to be able to fulfill it. Now, the problem is, here's the pain we experience. This is when a patient quits. Now, what's this? Hey, thanks, doc. You fixed my back. I can pick up my kids. Oh, by the way, it's Christmas. Yeah, we're going out of town. And yeah, I don't have much money. You know, the holidays are expensive. But guess what? I'm taking my wife and her husband and 3 kids to Europe. You know, we're going out of town and we're going on our vacation. And you know, you add that up, that's like 20 grand. And you know, there's excuse after excuse, but look at their face. They're happy. Thanks, doc. I feel better. My asthma is better. My ulcerative colitis better. You're amazing. And what do we experience? What? WTF? How do they do that? How do we change their life and they just don't get it? Well, I went through that. I did this thousands and thousands of times. And that's the blessing is with a higher volume practice, you have a great bank account. The curse is you're losing more people. And then what? You just need more new patients. So which do you choose? Well, here's pain and correction, because this is what happens. And I had coaches, you know, give them what they want and tell them what they need. Talk about their pain, fix their pain, and then tell them about health. And what happens? They drop off. Or you put them on a corrective program. And then, doc, I feel great. Man, my life is better. Thanks. I'll see you later. And then you look at like number 73 and 74. Maybe they go into lifestyle. Maybe those two stay. Maybe 75 goes all the way through correction, starts lifestyle, and quits after a year. Maybe the ones behind them start with their family, but then in 2 years or a year, they're gone. But what ends up happening is a lot of those people fall off. And then what happens? You know, what percentage are you really getting in that stays for years? And so I went through a lot of this, and that becomes a marketing practice. That's hard work. And then I figured out, well, you know what? Here's lifestyle. Then I got tired of the pain and correction on the left. I started studying human behavior, and I figured out, how do I change belief systems? How do I get people to look at chiropractic like I do? And I started studying that every person has the power to make a life-changing decision right now, and they can make that decision right now, and it'll change the rest of their life. I did that in college. Working in a bar, doing drugs, having a great time. In one moment, boom, never touched him again, because I found my purpose. And when you align with their purpose, people can change right now. So is your practice on the left, where the majority, 80 to 90%, have been coming to you for years, where on the right, those people are hard work. Those people on the left are easy. You don't have to talk to them. They come automatically. They have a belief system. Because the question I ask myself is, how do I get 9 out of 10, because 10% you don't want, 9 out of 10 to look at chiropractic like I do? Because they wouldn't question. My mom was an RN when my sister first got pregnant, and the first grandson, my mom's grandson, I handed her a book on vaccination. My mom was a nurse, and I said, no child will ever be vaccinated in this family again, and blood is not thick enough. And I handed her that book. And to an Italian family, man, did I get her attention. And so now none of our nephews, nobody's been vaccinated since. So do you want that type of practice? Because that, it doesn't have to be 7-figure, but it can be whatever you want. So who is this opportunity for? Well, it's for docs and teams who believe their life and sole purpose of chiropractic is to impact generations in healthcare, chiropractic healthcare, to impact generations. Docs are committed to find a way, because the lives of their patients' families are dependent on your skill, your strategy, your system, and your conviction. And then what happens? When you do it for others, that's how you become fulfilled. If you do it for yourself to build a practice, which we don't do, we do it for others. But if you're happy with yourself and you're happy with success, you may not live to be fulfilled. But when you do it for others, the quality of your life and the fulfillment will be on a whole nother level. And when you live every day like that, then you just have a different life that's far above. That's the life that other people aspire to. And that's how you build lifestyle people. They got to feel it. They got to see it in your eyes, feel it in your heart, feel it in your spirit. And they'll bring their families every time. So what are the two most important things? One is mindset. Mindset runs everything. Two, we got to set standards. And that's the problem with chiropractic. We say, well, we want to take care of families. But what's your standard? If your standard is get everybody to refer their family, but you're only getting 20 or 30%, then what's happening is your strategies, it's not that they're not working, it's they may not be meeting that standard. So now we got to set the bar, then we have the strategy, then we have the system, and then you develop the skills. So today we're going to go through what are the standards, what are the strategies, what are the systems, and then we're going to give you an opportunity to how to develop the skill. So let's rock and roll. So what are the standards for chiropractic lifestyle? Well, they go to you, their chiropractor, before they make any healthcare decision. They don't go to their MD first. They don't take their kids to the pediatrician. They ask you before they go anywhere. You are their trusted health resource, and that's it. You're number one, and I'm sure everybody has people that come to you first. Do 90%. That's the standard. Do 90% come to you first. So here's a one-liner, and I used to use this in my clinic, and I would tell people we're the community resource center for optimal health and healing, meaning you have a question, you come here first. Anybody you know, anybody in your family, any one of your friends, any one of your coworkers, you tell them this line. My patients could repeat this line, and they send them there. So they don't use medical doctors. They only use them for trauma that requires surgery or life-threatening condition that is beyond chiropractic. That's all that medicine is. And medicine is crisis care. You know that. We're 37 countries down from healthcare. So if patients use MDs for health, they will surely end up in a crisis. That's for sure. What's the standard for a 90% lifestyle mindset? Well, you got to create a leader, not a patient. Because if you give them purpose to live chiropractic as their primary healthcare, and they have the purpose, leaders have purpose. Give your patients purpose. Then they can say, or at least agree right from day one, chiropractic is healthcare lifestyle. Do you have that standard? Do you have that strategy? Is that a system? Have you developed that skill? Because that's what we're going to show you. Teach them to live chiropractic with their family for generations. Now that's purpose. When they have purpose, you will affect generations that are beyond your lifestyle. Will children born 30 years from today go to chiropractors for healthcare and their family? Now imagine with every new patient, you walk in before you even introduce yourself. Kids born in your family 30 years from today will use chiropractic because of the impression we're going to start with from the minute I walk in that room and shake your hand. Is that your purpose? Now, when it is, you're going to create a lifestyle practice. Make this their purpose, but you have to make it your purpose first. And when it is, you will say and do different things. And that's what we're going to show you how to do right now. How cool is that? That's awesome. So here's, look at this right here. Now, let's say you're the chiropractor, you're the 9, and the patient is number 6. They come in, doc, correct my back. And you're like, no, no, no. This is a healthcare lifestyle. You understand? This is a 9. Like, I don't think so, doc. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at a 6. No, no, no. This is a 9. Now, why do I go through this? Because this is patient education. It's trying to give information for what your perspective is when you're trying to tell them what you think when they see something completely different. They have a different belief system. That's the patient education model. This is why people quit, and it's why some don't, it's why some don't start. Now, obviously, can you have a great PVA with patient education? Absolutely, but the bigger your volume gets with a patient education model, the more talking you have to do. And then more talking is more work. And that's why people go up, they hit peaks, they come down. Congratulations on a couple of weeks ago or last week, man, with guys almost hit 800 a week. Matt, awesome. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's the patient education model. Now, when you walk around and go, you know what? Mr. Jones, Mary, whatever, I can see why that's a 6, but I bet you didn't know there's another side to this. Because if you're seeing a 6, that's why you have an injury. That's why you have asthma. That's why you have these health problems. If we walked around the other side to where you saw you can live without any of that, would you like to see what that looks like? That's caring more about what they're aware of than giving them information. And that's what we're going to show you how to do. That's what we do in elite coaching. That's what we do in the boot camps. And that's what we're going to do and show you today, just the beginning of how to develop that skill level. It's more important to walk around and invite them to the other side than it is to preach. Hey, trust me, I was on my orange crate with a megaphone for 11 years, preaching a 9. And some people just didn't care. They were convinced it was a 6. So what's the strategy? Now we're going to go from mindset, right, into strategy. We're going to go from conviction into strategy. What's the mindset of a 100 PBA lifestyle? Well, it's got to be simple. If it's not simple, people aren't going to get it. It has to be easy to understand, or you're not going to get 100 PBA practice. You have to change beliefs, not give information, right? 100 PBA mindset, lifestyle does not educate because it's not about the information. It aligns with their values and purpose, because lifestyle, their values are their belief system. Their purpose is a fuel that drives them. Values and purpose overcome all time and money. So what's an example? Let's look at religion. We'll take a religion, Christianity, Judaism, doesn't really matter. We'll look at their values. Well, they believe that spirituality is a foundation. They want to bring it to their kids. They want their kids to bring it to their kids. They want to perpetuate this. They want to affect generations to come. Those are values and purpose. And that's why when you align with those, it overcomes all time and money. Chiropractic healthcare lifestyle is a belief that aligns with values and purpose. And that's how you change generations. But get this, each person is different. A CEO does not have the same values and purpose as a stay-at-home mother or father. An athlete, a weekend athlete, is different than a competitive athlete. You know, the 9-to-5er is different than the business owner entrepreneur. All of those people have different values and purposes. So if you don't understand who is standing in front of you and how to align with those values and purpose, you may start them, but they may quit. If you have a great patient education, you could have a great PBA, but you're going to be working harder. When you align with their values and purpose, it becomes a belief system. You don't have to talk to them anymore because it's already part of their life. It's already in their DNA. So your practice grows on its own. That's a culture that turns into a movement. So what's the difference? A culture is when they have a common belief. That's their value. A movement is when that culture has purpose. And then you create a movement. Now it builds on its own. Now you don't have to work. It builds on its own. So we've cracked the code. So what do I use this metaphor for? You guys have been to the boot camps. You've seen this. So a code on a safe, on a vault, is like a mindset. So that's easy. Miss Jones, how's your back pain affect your life? That's starting a patient. That's easy. Hey, you know what? When you pick up your kids, you're going to feel like a good mom. And so you get that code real easy. Give them what they need. Give them what they want. Tell them what they need. You get a person that starts, they invest in their care, whether it's insurance, then you look up, there's a second code. Well, would you agree there's a difference between visit 1 to 36 or visit 40, investing in that, versus visit 41 to 72 or 80? That's a different mindset. And so that's a different code. Now, what most management groups do is they give you the first code, you get people started. Ms. Jones, how's your back pain affect your life? Give them what they want, tell them what they need. But then we hope our patient education works enough to open that second door. And that's the strategy of hope, because patient education is we hope they get it, as opposed to changing beliefs. But let's say you open that, you're over a 50 PVA, you open that, more cash. Great. Then you look at the third door, that's the lifestyle door. Would you agree? Visit 81 to visit whatever 200 is a very different mindset. That is a way different code. Now you're getting into values, purpose, lifestyle, belief systems. That is a whole nother thing. Now I listened to management groups and I tried the 3 codes. Only you find the first code sometimes work on the second, doesn't always work on the third. If your patient education system is good enough, you can open the second and third door. Are you opening it 90% of the time? And then is the standard 80% of all patients will refer a family member? Because even if they don't have kids, but they have parents that live out of state, they can come to you, and this is what a lot of CBP and spinal corrective care docs, they come to them, they work on 8 hours a day, they stay 4 days. Hey, I was in a relationship and my partner had a 16-degree kyphosis. I brought her to a CBP seminar. I was there for 3 days. She did 11 treatments in 3 days, got to a 10-degree lordosis, 26-degree change in 3 days. You can do that. So the bottom line, here's the secret. The code to the third door opens all 3. When you change lifestyle beliefs, right on the first door, you will get through all 3 doors. And that's what I'm going to show you. So here's Miles Fortner. When he came out, he was out of school, a couple of years out of school. He only earned $12K a month, had a family, 60 visits a week. Now, this is extremely low, right? 150, then he went to 150, 180 a week, was comfortable there. And now he just busted through 300. 2 record-breaking texts I got in the last 6 weeks. 1, he sold a 1 year of care. The guy was really screwed up. 160 visits, got a $22,500 prepay. Now let me ask you a question. When he was at 12K a month, if I said, Miles, one day you're going to get a 22,500 prepay, you probably would have thought I was crazy. So, but that's the skill development. That's having the conviction, having the purpose, right? Getting the strategy, turning in a system, and then developing the skill. This year, he's breaking $1 million a year. First year breaking $1 million. That's a lifestyle culture, right? On Pilar Labriola, they coached the boot camps when they were another group, 80 a week. Now they're over 250 plus a week. They don't want to see a really high volume. They get 88% commitment to full chiropractic care. That's 72 visits. 87 to 89 of those go beyond 80 visits, and they make about $1 million a year, right? Well, over $1 million. They make about $1 million a year right now. So if you were set at 80 a week, 20 to 30K a month, would you make $1 million a year? And they probably would have said no. So, and again, not everybody wants a really high volume practice, right? So Chris and Lauren, CBP docs, they joined Elite, increased their practice 50% in 3 months. They increased collections to 250,000 while they got rid of 80% of their insurance just in their first year. Now they have over 400 lifestyle patients paying them monthly. They get 86% into 72 visits, 92 to 96% of that 86% into lifestyle, and they make over $1 million a year just in their wellness patients. And they also help coach our boot camps. So here are, let's see this, here are the 5 secrets that create healthcare movement. Now, if some of you may have seen this before, but you're going to see it again until we get this nailed into you. And here are the 5 secrets. 1, every patient only has one problem. They didn't live a chiropractic lifestyle. The problem is not their back pain. The problem is not their asthma. The problem is one thing. It's not even that they're subluxated. That's the result of one problem. They didn't live a chiropractic lifestyle. They didn't know the spine and nervous system is the foundation of health and life in the body. Their previous healthcare providers didn't tell them that the spine and nervous system was the foundation. They just gave them drugs or took care of their back pain. Hey, it's not their fault they weren't told, but if they want to live healthy, is it your responsibility? Then all that leads to one question. How do you want to live the rest of your life with your family? What do you want your health to be like? So these three things lead to number 4, which is the most important question. And that is, if their only problem is they live a chiropractic lifestyle, how do you want to live? We're going to go through these in more detail. And then we're going to teach you how to use your body in a way that creates health rather than disease. So we're going to show you these in a little more detail. Number 1, they live a chiropractic lifestyle. That is so simple. It's easy to understand. It's not paragraphs. It's not education. So when you're in a day 2 report of findings and they say, Doc, how did I get this way? Well, just take care of your spine and nervous system for the rest of your life. That's your only answer. Now, what's the answer that I gave for years? Well, you got in the car accident and then you played rugby and then you had these injuries and la 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 la. No. No, that's not the problem. Because if they went through those injuries, but they were living a chiropractic lifestyle, they still wouldn't look like they are. It's not their injuries. It's they never took care of their spine and nervous system. So what didn't they do? What they didn't do only has one answer. It's very simple. It's a narrow focus. If not living a chiropractic lifestyle brought them spinal nerve injury and disease, and now you're going to repair the damage, so what? They can live a chiropractic lifestyle. It's that easy. It's that simple. And guess what? People get it. And when I got it, people were committing left and right, and family referrals became automatic. Why? Because that's lifestyle. This is your only focus. Did they live a chiropractic lifestyle? You only got to think about one thing. Guess what? If it's simple for you, it's going to be simple for them. If you're explaining information, that's not simple. It's really this easy. And it begins in the pre-consult. So here's the strategy. Now let's go through the system. Go through the pre-consult. You can go and get, if you're not an elite client and you're listening to this, you can go get it free on Elite Coaching LLC. When you get the agreement, so Miss Jones, can you see how our posture affects your health? Yes, I can. So can you see how your spine and nervous system is a foundation of health and life in the body? That's not in the script or on the videos. Add that in right there. Okay, so what's the second mindset principle? Spine and nervous system is foundation of life and health of the body. So why do we say foundation? Because it's all about energy, man. Health is one thing, it's energy. Well, he exercised, got a great diet. I don't know why he got COVID. He was so healthy. That's what I heard of. My wife was diagnosed with cancer. What did I hear over and over again? Because she looked like a mid-40s Barbie doll. What did I hear? She was the epitome of health. And I'm like, she had a cervical kyphosis. No, she wasn't. What did her spine look like? You have to have energy. Energy is the foundation of health. That's where it starts. That's why this is easy. That's why it's important. It's a principle of chiropractic. It automatically implies lifestyle. It's easily, simply stated. It's easy to remember. Every team member needs to know it, and every patient needs to know it, and they need to say it to you. That's it. Now, whenever I'm talking to anybody outside, it's like, hey, ever been a chiropractor? What was your experience? Well, if they don't, well, spine and nervous system is foundation of the life of the body. Here's why. Brain sends energy down the spinal cord. All your organs depend on it. So your spine's out of alignment, shuts the energy down. Now your body gets sick. And, it's like, it's so easy. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Gee, do you think you could help my asthma? It like automatically leads into that. So here's the third mindset principle. So that happens right in the pre-consult. Okay. Their previous health care providers didn't tell them. Now, when you get in the consult and, they have allergies. Hey, before he gave you those allergy shots, you were a C-section. He tell you trauma during the birth will cause nerve injury in your neck, subluxate your spine, cause nerve energy, and weaken your immune system. No, they didn't. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. We just came back from the Perfect Day 1 Day 2 boot camp. So we're doing the report of findings on Saturday night. And obviously we have a patient spouse. So, but these are real people, right? So they're role playing, and the spouse, I think, was an associate doc. But it's like, oh, so what was your life like? Well, I had a lot of ear infections. I was always sick as a kid. I go, did your pediatrician tell you before he gave you antibiotics that nerve injury in the neck, your spine probably never developed normally. You never had a strong immune system. And until you fix your spine, you will never have a strong immune system. And you're going to continue to get sickness, sicker and sicker and sicker. And all of a sudden she looked pissed. No, he didn't tell me that. We tell you that antibiotics give you 6 times greater chance of recurrent infection. Every time you get antibiotics, it sets you up for disease in the future. Now she really got pissed. Now this is a chiropractic associate, and I'm telling it to him, role playing, and she's getting pissed. So I said, her name is Syra, how did you feel as a kid? And she goes, I felt like it was my fault. Now I just put my hand on her shoulder. I go, Syra, it wasn't your fault. She wanted to burst out crying. I mean, you're in front of, we only had about 80 people there, but you're in front of those people. She was everything it took for her not to burst out crying. So it wasn't because I know it's generations. What was my second question? Do you have kids? Why? Because if she does, she's not going to give a crap what her husband says. Her kids are coming in tomorrow. She said no. I go, was my third question. Do you want to have kids? Yes, I do. Are you going to start them with chiropractic care from birth? Absolutely. Here's where we're getting patients that aren't born yet. Why? Because my purpose is generations. They will never go to a pediatrician again. Ain't happening. That's chiropractic lifestyle. We're getting patients that aren't born yet because you know what she's going to do? She's going to talk to her nieces, her nephews, her friends' kids. She's going to be a referral machine because she doesn't want anybody to suffer like her because what her healthcare providers didn't tell them. That's so powerful. This is what day 1, day 2 is about. What's it about? What they didn't know. Spine and nervous system is foundation life of the body. What previous providers didn't tell them. That you got to have nerve energy first, and the problems you're having are probably from the subluxated spine. And what they didn't do, because they didn't know the first two, they didn't take care of their spine and nervous system. That's why they're showing up with the problems, because they only have one problem. Principle number 1, you didn't live a chiropractic lifestyle. What they didn't know and weren't told, and what you did tell them, creates a transference of trust to you. Big pause. Why? How many of your patients come to you for their spine, and when they have a health problem, go to another doc, go to an MD? How many of your patients take their kids to a pediatrician? And you may say, well, most of them come to us. All the power to you, brother. But are there some? Do 30% do that? And they go, doc, I went to my cardiologist or whatever. I went to a GP and I say, whoa, stop. First of all, who did you go to? What question did you have? Why did you go there? Well, did you know that all he's going to do is recommend drugs or surgery? Yeah. And you don't want those. So why did you go to a doctor with a treatment you don't want? Why did you do that? Now, it's also as primary healthcare providers, we got to know what health problems they're having. And we do work with MDs in case we need to refer people out. But now you become their trusted healthcare resource because you have the transference of trust. That is a belief system. That's a lifestyle. And that's why people will come to you for generations. And then after all that, what they didn't know, what they weren't told, what they didn't do, then you finish with, can you see how chiropractic is a healthcare lifestyle? And what would I add? For you and your family. This is how you get there, man. I'm telling you. So what is it? You're only evaluating the extent of the damage and injury from not living the lifestyle. It's day 1, day 2. Posture, you're looking at the physical damage from the outside. Day 2 ROF, you're looking at the result of the damage on the inside, right? Millimeters, degrees, all x-ray findings are only the objective measurements resulting from the damage of not taking care of their spine and nervous system. Day 1, day 2 is what they didn't do. Now that initiates pain, that causes emotional pain, because if I didn't do this and it caused this suffering, what do I have to do now if I don't want to suffer anymore? That's live a chiropractic lifestyle. But what do they have to do first? Fix their spine and nervous system. So if your purpose is to affect generations, then make your purpose to break generational health patterns. Talk about generational health patterns right from day one. You're looking at the patient application. You're looking to see if they have kids. You're looking to see if they have family that lives in the area. You're looking to see if they're married. You're looking to see what their spouse's name are. What are the age of the kids? You're getting all that before you even walk in, because your purpose is to get the kids. Now, if I'm going to get the kids, I got to create an experience where they're going to have purpose. We're going to align with their values, where they want to bring their spouse. They have to bring their spouse, not because you told them, but because they want to bring. And this is how you begin to affect generations right from day one. So what's the fourth mindset principle? How do you want to live? So now that we went through, you didn't take care of your spine and nervous system. Here's what I didn't tell you. How do you want to live now? All that leads up to one thing. Now notice on the outside, there's the grandparents, there's the son and daughter-in-law, or whoever it is, there's the kids. This is what you should see. Can you see this in 80% of your patients? Is this your goal? Because then you're not building a practice, you're building a legacy. Because then those kids are going to grow up. And then the parents are going to be on the outside of the grandparents, and their kids are going to be in the middle. Then they're going to grow up, and then their kids are going to be in the middle. And you're not even practicing anymore, but their kids, and what they're going to say, it's Dr. Matt, I don't know who Dr. Matt was, but my grandmother went there, my great grandmother went there, and all they did was talk about Dr. Matt. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. But man, ever since then, man, we use chiropractic. Don't you want that story being told? And it's not about your significance. It's about the impression that they can't forget who you are, because you were the change maker. You affected generations, and we're going to create a new world. People buy the outcome, man. They buy the outcome of the transformation. That's what they buy. So when my wife and I went on our honeymoon, hey man, we got to go plane ride. Why? We want to lay on this desolate beach. They buy the beach. So what do? So we negotiate the plane fare, right? We look for the package deals. We're looking for better fares on the plane ride, the better times, right? We're not attached to the plane. We don't give a shit about the peanuts. What do we want to do? I want to lay on that beach alone with my wife, having an amazing freaking time where we let go of the world. We don't have our phones on the beach. We detach from everything, and we can just be together. We're so busy selling the plane ride that they buy the transformation. That's what they buy. That's the life they're going to live. How do they feel when they're on the beach? How do they feel when they have confidence in their health? And that leads to the fourth mindset principle, which is, right, how do you want to live? But patients will tell you what they can do. Doc, my golf game is amazing. Wow, man, I can work out again. Gee, doc, I can run. People don't make long-term change by what they can do. Why? Because they think they're going to do it their whole life. Once they can do it, they think they're done. So here's how you reframe it. So what you're saying is, you love having the confidence and the strength and health of your body. No, doc, I love running. No, doc, I love beating my friends at golf. How did I figure this out? Because when I went to Wilmington, North Carolina, which is probably the golf capital of the world, people would come in, doc, my back hurts. Man, I'm playing with my friends. I want to win money off them. They didn't care about their health. Great, you're going to win money. They would come in every day. They'd win money. The next week, they quit. And they're like, man, I can play golf. Thanks so much. And that's where I learned. People don't buy long-term what they can do. So when they say, well, I love winning money. No, you win money because when you step up to that tee, you have confidence in the strength and health of your body. You can smack the crap out of it. And, your whole nervous system works better. So you're better on the green. That's what you love, is you love confidence. Always reframe with that. And then say, so what part of the rest of your life do you want the most confidence in the strength and health of your body? Now, what do we do? Look at this. What part of the rest of your life? We give them the answer. Why? Because remember, 100 PVA, it's got to be simple. It's got to be easy to understand. And so we give them the answer. We make it simple. And they'll say the rest of your life. So what do you say now? So do you see how chiropractic and your healthcare is your healthcare lifestyle for you? Is, it should be is, not and, is your healthcare lifestyle for you and your family? Should say for the rest of your life. Is your healthcare lifestyle for you and your family? You automate those three things. That is your strategy. Your strategy is a mindset principle. Here's your system. Now get this down and develop the skill. And then you're going to see people falling in line. What's the fifth mindset principle? We're going to teach you how to use your body in a way that creates health rather than disease. So what's so awesome about this? Well, why is this important? Because it raises their consciousness on posture, spinal care, chiropractic lifestyle, and the relationship to health and disease. So if they want to be healthy, they got to be careful how they use their body, right? I get a right short leg. I do wear heel lift, but when I get my 5 gallons of water here, if ever I carry anything heavy, I carry it in my right hand because I lean away from it. I'm not leaning into a potential thoracic translation. I'm leaning away from it. I use my dental roll every night. So what's it do? It makes them conscious of their posture. Now, if a person's got a left thoracic translation, a high right shoulder, a woman's going to carry her purse on her right shoulder. So they go, thanks, doc, great adjustment, throw the purse on the right shoulder. They walk out subluxated. And then they wonder why they don't get, doc, I'm not getting better. This isn't working. Well, you keep injuring an inflamed spine. Now, when you teach them, Ms. Jones, when you put your purse on your right shoulder, your cervicals translate left. It shuts off the energy to your heart and lungs. By the way, do you have blood pressure problems? By the way, do you have asthma? You automatically laterally flex and translate to the other side, which means you're causing direct stress on not only your heart and lungs, but on your stomach. So you're perpetuating your asthma, you're perpetuating your heartburn. So now what's she going to do? Every time she sees a woman with her purse on her right shoulder, she's thinking asthma and heartburn. Now she's going to talk to her friend. She goes out on girls' night. Oh, we're drinking wine. Sees girls. Oh my God, here's what my chiropractor told me. Oh my God, I have asthma too. You know what? I get coughs. You know what? I get short of breath. You know what? Sometimes my stomach does bother me. All of a sudden, you're teaching them how to refer because they see the zombie world that we see of everybody's posture, right? It shows them what they didn't know that got them to where they are today that's determining their health. When they have that, what I didn't know has caused suffering, they change on the spot. It becomes lifestyle. They literally change. Remember, every person has the power to change right now when they want it bad enough, when it aligns with their values, when it aligns with their purpose. Puts power in their life and health into their hands. That's what they want. Begin to notice their patterns, the patterns of others for consistent referrals. Now they think and live like chiropractors with purpose. That creates a movement. That's why this is so important. This came from the question, how do I get people to look at chiropractic like I do? Because if they did, they would have the purpose of chiropractors. Now you don't have to build a practice because they are going to build a movement. How awesome is that? Now I'm going to give you a bonus one, 5 questions, great lifestyle patients right now. 1, ask your patients, hey, before you came here, you know this, Matt Van Hour, the spine, did you know before you came here, the spine and nervous system is foundational life of the body? What are they going to say? No, I didn't. Well, that's how you ended up like here. So what part of the rest of your life do you want the most confidence, strength, and health of your body for you and your family? Notice underline. What part of the rest of your life? It's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. It's got to be automatic. This is 100 PVA for you and your family. We're affecting generations. They'll say, well, the rest of my life. Great. Well, can you see how chiropractic is healthcare lifestyle? You can do this on the tables tomorrow. And Matt, I know that you're doing that. When your immediate family is not living that lifestyle, well, no one, or, me and my wife are, or me and my son, but they already know. So who do you want to start with? Now, you ask this question because if they have 3 kids, well, let's get your family scheduled. And then they're like, oh my God, man, I have 3 kids going 3 different directions. My wife's pulling her hair out. I'm just trying to go to work and support my family. It's too much. Who do you want to start with? They already know. My 12-year-old daughter's got allergies. They already know. Okay, let's get them scheduled. Those 5 questions are like clockwork. So I'm going to give you a bonus lifestyle mindset principles, 6 words. If you notice right here, we're going to pull this down. 6 words that instantly create lifestyle patience. Flexion is death, tension is life. Right? Why? Forward flexion stretches the cord, shuts down the energy. Extension relaxes the cord, pours energy in your body. We have a flexion distorted society. Now that's in the Back to Health book. This is a powerful resource. These 6 words are the premise of this book. Give this book to every patient on day 2. Go to Elite Coaching LLC. If you don't have this book, you can pick up a free digital copy, read it. And this many times is better than a workshop. When you do it in addition to your new patient workshop, it's got tons of medical studies that support it. This is the premise. Teach your patients this. Flexion is death, extension is life. In our flexion distorted society, we have to get in extension every night at the end of our day. Now, in the back of this book, it has the 5 tens. 3 of the 5 tens are all extension. If they have a desk job and they're hunched over, hey, every 2 hours, put your head back, get an extension, open your chest, take deep diaphragmatic breaths, re-energize your body, get an extension, and you lay on a den roll at night. Every night, they have to produce those extension curves because of the lifestyle that we live in causes sickness and disease. And this is where it's important. We're going to teach you how to use your body in a way that creates health rather than disease. And these things, they can repeat. So when they see people hunched over, oh man, that person has disease. Those people don't look healthy. Flexion is death, extension is life. Get this book and give it to every patient. Cameron Weishar, I met him. He had a 50 PVA, started CVP. He joined Elite. Then he went to 130 PVA. Now, I tell this story because this shows you once you create that lifestyle patient and they come for themselves, not for you. So, quick story, this was his second child. His first son was stillborn at 8 months. So he delivered his dead baby, which was so incredibly emotionally traumatic. I mean, basically, he would go adjust people and go home and lay in bed and cry until he had to adjust people again. Then a year later, he had a cervical disc injury and he was basically disabled. He couldn't adjust. He had to get a doc in to do all the adjusting. It was at least 3 months where he was disabled. All he did was process new people. And then with less than a year after that, his brother committed suicide. And so in less than 2 years, he had 3 major life traumas. Now, why do I say this? Because he created a 90% lifestyle practice. His PVA never wavered. Most people with one of those would crash their practice. Most people, when you have the wrong team member, their practice goes down. If the doctor is not in a good mood, the practice goes down. It's the energy of the team. But this shows you once you create that person with belief systems, those things become less important. They become less important. Never wavered. Out of him. He's a coach. Brett Thackeray and Brooke Thackeray, they signed up in September. All they did was get in the day 1 stuff. And what they did, they broke 2 all-time collection records in 1 month. So in 6 weeks, they broke their collection records 3 times just by implementing the stuff that I'm showing you now. What I showed you now was their first coaching call. Just by doing that, that's how fast this can work. They just came back from the perfect day one, day two, and I got on the phone with them. They're seeing more consistent family members than ever. Now they were seeing consistent family members, but now it's like everybody's bringing in their family just from what I showed you right now and implementing some of the day one scripts. Hey, they have a vision and purpose they're committed to fulfilling, and that's what we're looking for. Jay Johansson, I met him at CBP at a 30 to 40 PVA. Back then, he was seeing about 150 a week. He went to 350, decided, I don't want to work that hard. Now he sees 220 a week, hasn't accepted a new patient in over 2 years. He married a girl, his wife graduated. She's been out, I think, a year or 2 years, gives all his new patients to his associate. That's his wife. He has a 220 PVA because he does what I'm showing you now. It is possible. There are people doing it. Cody and Amanda Jordan, look at those smiling, good looking people. Hey, Cody would laugh and Amanda would laugh. They didn't look that good when I met them. But when I met them, they were struggling and frustrated because they needed constant marketing to replace patients that quit. They made mid 30s to 40K a month on average back then. Then they did what we're showing you now, what I'm about to show you. They created $1 million practice. Now they make $85,000 to $90,000 a month just on their lifestyle people. Just on their lifestyle people. He gets several $22,000 to $26,000 prepays for family plans. He gets these consistently. Now, if you would have asked him when he made $35,000, $40,000 a month, Cody, one day you're going to get 24 to 26 grand for a family member for 60 visits. Not family member, for a family, like a husband, wife, and 2 kids, for a 60 to 80 visit plan. He probably said, you're crazy, either that or show me how. And how long is he going to do that? Now you see this picture is a little more recent. Took him a few years to get there, but those smiling faces, good looking people. I mean, they were always good looking, but they didn't have that. When you look at that charisma, they didn't have that because that is their self-confidence in who they believe they are now and the leaders they are. Their biggest collection week was 75K collection week just on multiple family prepays. 75,000 in 1 week. That was her biggest collection week to date. So here's the secrets of the 7-figure lifestyle practice. This is our online program. This gives you the strategies. It gives you the purpose, conviction, the strategies, the skill level. It sets your standards and we'll give you the skill level. So we have principled, purpose-driven chiropractors that want to build a legacy, build a bulletproof, financially abundant, 90% lifestyle culture that gives you freedom, a fulfilled purpose, and definitely an amazing life. So I'm not the guy for your first dollar. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you to do Facebook ads. Can you do them? Absolutely. I'm the guy for your last dollar. What's it mean? What's your first dollar mean? It means you got to market. What's your last dollar mean? It means you're going to turn 1 into 3. You're going to get family members. You're going to create lifestyle practice, not because it's your last dollar. It's because you won't have to work for your dollars anymore because you set your standards. You have the strategy. You put them in the systems. You developed your skill level that meets the standards and the strategies and the systems meet those standards, and those standards are high. So you're going to set the standards above your skill level, and then this program will show you how to get the skill level. So we're turning purpose into a legacy and then profits. Now, some people I run in, well, I don't want to make 7 figures. Well, you don't have to. There's a guy, Alex Hormozy. He wrote a book called The $100 Million Offer, and he helps people build multi-million-dollar businesses. But he said, if people don't want to make a bunch of money, it's because they haven't given away enough. They don't have the fulfillment of giving away enough money. Like, how amazing is that? You have so much that you can donate to your community. Hey, build that playground, build the church, build a community center, build churches overseas. You know, there's plenty of places that need your money. And that is truly fulfillment. Just on a personal note, there is a Christian nun in Pakistan and another pastor, and I donate money to him. But it's so amazing when you get back and you see a book of Bibles. In Pakistan, they're persecuting Christians. And I'm not preaching religion, but they're getting their churches burned down. They're being assaulted. So to give these kids clothes and to give them, a box where these kids get Bibles, it's like, give it away, man. The world needs you to affect generations. So here's the secret of the 7-figure lifestyle. Well, why do we do this? Because all clients taught me how to coach you. You guys coaching you has taught me how to be a better coach to you. So I look at the success of the people who have captured the mindset, have gotten the systems and the strategies down, and I look what they create. So I wanted to find an easier way to help you guys. I believe it's possible for everyone. I think everyone can do it. I want everyone to create a legacy, but you have to desire that for yourself. You have to go for fulfillment, not success. Success may be a first step, but if you go for fulfillment from the beginning, success becomes automatic. It's not about the money, it's not about 7 figures, it's about the impact you make for generations. And I've had the experience. I practiced here 35 years ago. I moved back to this area 8 years ago to run into patients that I took care of 30 years ago and still see that they're still going to chiropractors every week 30 years later. Man, there's nothing better than that. Hey, commitment happens in a moment, man. You got to decide. You decide what your commitment is. And when your commitment is to the people, you're going to do things that are greater than what you believed you could do or believe of yourself. That is for sure. It happens in a moment. Will this be your moment? So here's the solution. Hey, I break every mindset, strategy, system down individual steps so you can develop the effective and empowering skill level. We have every strategy and system has a short intro video, then short videos for each successive step so you can understand them. They're instructional videos like this. They have bullet points so you can see them and learn easier. You can pause them, you can write them down, you can rewind until you get the mindset, get the strategy, the system, and then implementing at skill level. They're progressive mindset training that the mindset is what drives the fuel and the systems so that you can have the strategies and systems. Make training yourself and your team so much faster, so much easier. Got to get so many testimonials. People love these videos. It's so much easier for their team because they're short, they're broken up, and it just makes understanding it so much easier. You can digest and understand the mindset and strategy of each step to implement the system so you can develop the skill level. Most importantly, your team will understand why. If you just show them a system, but they don't get the mindset why, you have to keep training and training and training and training. When they understand why, they'll comply. Show them these videos one step at a time. They get it, and it takes training off your hands. So we have an implementation manual that will do the importance. You build a foundation first, follow the steps with your team. Now the team can go back to any step they want. They can pick exactly the one video. Let's go back to here. That makes training so much easier. It's very specific, it's laser sharp, and they can do it on their own. You don't even have to train them. Just give them access. So what are the benefits? Your team, your team, your patients are finally going to get it, man. Oh my God, when they get it, it's like such a relief. Created this so a doctor and team can create a 7-figure lifestyle practice with no coaching because it's all done by yourself. Gives you the confidence to raise your standards for yourself, your team, and your patients. There's only one reason patients don't commit. They didn't raise their standards. That's it. Why? Because you have to communicate to them. Everyone will evolve as a person. Most importantly, you're going to create a legacy that will fill your life purpose for generations to come. So what is this? Let's go through exactly what it contains. One, here's the business model of a 90% lifestyle culture and practice. This helps you articulate your purpose with your team. It helps you establish your core values. Your core values drive your system. Then it sets the standards. Like 100% will know the chiropractic is healthcare lifestyle. 90% of our patients are going to refer, 80% are going to refer their family members, right? So you set these standards, you know your purpose, you set your core values, you set the standards, and then you develop the strategies and the systems and the skill level. This business model is very unique. I've never seen this before, but this is how, when you look at those people that have built that, this is the business model they're running. You get the day 1, day 2 training videos. That's pre-consult, consult, exam, day 2 ROF. It shows you how to get them into chiropractic lifestyle right from day 1. Then there's the audio training. This is more in depth, teaches you why the things are the way they are, it teaches you human behavior communication tools, and it teaches you why and how to get people in the lifestyle. Then we have the perfect script book. That takes you all the way through day 1 into lifestyle retention. We have a team training manual. This teaches your team to go through all the systems that gets them into 90% lifestyle. So it teaches you how to take them through the team manual. We have team training videos. Actually, they will be added shortly. We're not done filming those yet. That's right. How to greet a patient, how to take them through the new patient tour, all to do that. That is amazing. So you can get a patient into a lifestyle mindset before the doctor even shakes their hands. So we're in the process of doing that. We have the perfect retention, how to get to a 1690 plus over 100 PVA. What's that go through? That goes to how to find their values and purpose, how to make recommendations so you get a yes every time. So they have so much certainty in your program to recover their health, they say yes. 3-step financial on how to deliver the money so they absolutely want to say yes. They don't want to say no, they want to say yes. That's how you get your prepays. Now, here's 3 really important steps that if you do these next 3 steps, you will grow your PVA to 100 plus. 1, 6-step staff meeting. This is how to turn staff meetings, instead of problem solving problems, into creating a lifestyle culture, how to keep them positive, how to create a vision, how to get to set them goals, and how to guide your team into running your practice for you. Then the weekly intention sheet. We set 5 goals every week. This is how to look at numbers and determine mindset. What do most practices do? They look at numbers, they set a higher goal, but they keep doing the same thing. They keep teaching the same patient education, but they set higher goals. Now, if you work harder, you can get there, but working hard is not sustainable. So what we see is you work hard, drop back down, work hard, drop back down. This weekly intention sheet teaches your team how to look at numbers, determine the mindset, and have your team change the mindset of the patient. So now when your numbers grow, they become more sustainable. Man, if you do the weekly, the 6-step staff meeting, you set the goals on the intention sheet, and then you go to the power of the pre-shift huddle. You use the intention sheet, you look at your schedule, and you say, here's what's on our schedule today. Now, what do most people do in pre-shift huddles? They look at their schedule and they manage their schedule. Well, if you're managing what you have, that's not growth. So we look at the intention sheet. What are our goals? What do we want to create today? Not what do we have today? Well, let's manage what we have today, but let's see a vision that's greater than what we have on our schedule. And that's the power of the pre-shift huddle. How to get your team to see with insight, not with eyesight, to create the day that's better and bigger than what you have on your schedule. Now that's growth, and that creates lifestyle patience. Then we have the secrets to the 7-figure lifestyle implementation manual. It's a manual that takes you through all of this step by step. We have 36 teleconferences. These are all included as front door to back door. Now we have the videos by the teleconference. Hey, this is what you listen to when you're driving. This is what you listen to when you're working out. Right now, I'm listening to 4 different audiobooks. So I decide what I need that day. I pick the audiobook. I work out for 45 minutes, hard and fast. And that's what I'm listening to when I'm driving to the gym, on the way home from the gym, while I'm running my errands in the middle of the day. I immerse myself in these things to grow my mindset. When you grow your mindset, so that's what's great about the teleconferences. You can immerse yourself in all of this. So if we add that all up, that's $6,956. By the way, doctors invest $20,000 get these strategies in the coaching program. Now I'm going to give you a bunch of bonuses. Check this out. 7 weekly systems to get family referrals. There's actually about 10 things you do every week, but I picked 7 powerful steps that you're actually doing every week and show you how to get family referrals every week out of these 7 things. Bonus number 2, we got our Youth Vitality Workshop. Man, you get this down, you get the opening down, tell your story, you get the content down, not from patient education, but to change beliefs. And then you get the close down. This is your number 1 most powerful referral tool. This is where you turn 1 into 3, 1 into 5, get those family prepays. This is how Cody gets those $22,000 to $26,000 prepays on families, by doing everything you've seen and then getting them to the workshop, aligning with their values and purpose, having them invest in a life, and now all of a sudden people have the money. Isn't that amazing? 3 ways to refer. This was powerful. I developed these 3 ways. This is unique and original and elite because I asked myself the question. Normally, I have the 80-20 rule. 20% of your patients refer 80% of your new patients. And my question was, how do I get the 80% to act like the 20%? When I got the 80% to act like the 20%, I didn't put 1 second. I mastered the workshop, day 1, day 2, mastered 3 ways to refer. And all of a sudden, people were bringing people in. I remember our biggest day on 3 ways to refer was on a Monday. We had a bunch of visits, but we had no new patients. By the end of the day, we had 8 of our existing patients bring a friend in. We processed them right there. We had 8 new patients that day because people would go out and bring people in. So it's so powerful. Step 4, 5 steps eliminate all. Bonus 4, time and money objections. These are 5 decisions all people make to make a life-changing decision. It was developed by Tony Robbins. I adapted these. It's a 6-video product. I'm going to give it to you. When you learn to take people through these 5 decisions, you could say goodbye to time and money excuses. When people walk out, they have objections on the financial, and I hear the story, I already know what decision they missed. I can nail it every time what step they missed in those 5 decisions. When you get this down, man, it is so easy and smooth. Bonus number 5, winning the game of retention, part 1 and 2. That's all the things. Those are the 5 principles. We have that on video, so you can go and study those 5 mindset principles, 5 questions. You definitely want your team to look at this. This is how you have laser sharp focus on lifestyle. Bonus 6, 7 steps to mastering change. This is, again, another product Tony Robbins has that he uses. Now, he claims to have thousands of people that were 9 out of 10 on suicide, and he hasn't lost one. So if he can use these 7 steps to take a person ready to commit suicide into an empowered life, can you get a spouse to a day 2 ROF? Do you think you can get him in the workshop? Do you think you can get a family referral? This is so powerful that you will be different after you master this. So total bonuses, 3,000 plus that, the total is 10,000. Again, doctors invest 20K and they don't even get all these bonuses. I'm including stuff that doctors that paid $20,000 don't have. So what is this? So it's $29.97. Now, you guys that are in Elite, this doesn't apply to you. If you're not in Elite, $29.97, one time, $97 a month. Now that's $4,000 in the first year, and then it's only $1,100, almost $1,200 a year. And when you're done, you get where you want, man, you don't have to pay anymore. and then you're done. Wherever you are, you got that 80-90% lifestyle practice. But if you do this and you stay on top of it, again, doctors are paying $20,000 in and get what you get. So here's additional bonuses, guarantee your success. One, we send out 5-minute lifestyle mindset videos, training every week. They're going to be emailed to you. I take these videos, concepts from the boot camps, and we send out videos every week. So that's more additional training and mindset training you get. We're going to do a weekly Q&A live. What you do is you join the Secrets to the 7-Figure Lifestyle Practice, or join the family on Facebook. We'll do Q&A lives on there so I can answer your questions. You can also email, text. I'll give you my number, or go to Messenger on Facebook, or go to that Facebook page, and I will answer with audio messages. If you have a more involved answer, I'll answer with an audio message. We can text it or email or shit, just call me, man. I mean, it's like, I might just include your number, because if it's involved, I'll probably just call you. I don't like writing long emails, so I'll probably give you an audio message. So you can be guided through this and essentially get coached without joining a coaching system. There's no way you can fail. So again, clients pay $2,000 a month for these. Now, what's my guarantee? You follow all the steps, and you make a minimum of 50K or more. That's 10 times your investment. If you don't do that and you follow the steps, you don't have to pay the $97 a month until you do. I'm guaranteeing you a 50,000, 10 times your return. But the reality is, if you do it, you're going to make $100,000 or more, and that will be in the first year. Okay. Many people make $100,000 or more in the first year. So that's guaranteed. Hey, just follow the steps, man. If you just do it, you're going to reach enlightenment. You can reach any level that you desire. Tell me what you want to do. So here's what you get: the business model, day 1, day 2 training, the audio training, the script book, team training manual, team training videos that will be coming, retention audio, 6-step staff meeting, attention sheet, power of the pre-shift huddle, secrets of 7-figure, the whole implementation manual, 36 teleconferences. You get 7 weekly systems. Look at all this. The Youth Vitality Workshop, 3 ways to refer on video, 5 steps to eliminate time, money, and objections, winning a game of retention, 7 steps to mastering change. You're going to get trainings every week. You're going to get Q&A lives. You join the Facebook page. You can ask me questions, and I'm taking $1,000 off. So the majority of people are watching this recording. What I'm going to do is I've included, if you go to the chat, so it's not $29.97 right now. It's only $19.97 plus $97 a month. If you go in the chat, let's look at the chat. There is, see that code right there? Amen, amen. Thank you so much. That is, go to the chat. That is the purchase page. Now, if you have a question, go to elitecoachingllc.com and book a discovery call, or just call me. Here's my cell number. Call my cell, text me. You can go to Elite Coaching, book a discovery call. But if you have any questions, just go do that when you hear that recording, and just go do it now. If you want to talk to me, then call me and we'll talk about it. But I will guarantee you, I will not do this next year. Okay. This will not happen. This is a steal. And I'm doing it because we're coming into the new year. I want to make 2024 that we create more lifestyle patients than ever before. We start right in January, we get moving, and then we take this every year after. I do believe we can create heaven on earth. I do believe that we can change the healthcare system, but we need to do it together. Let's set our standards. Here's the strategy. Here's the systems. Now go. I'm giving you an avenue to develop the skill level. So there you go. Let's go back again. Go to that. Let me know. Give me a call. Love you guys. And thanks for being here. I know the majority of people are going to be on recording. So have an awesome day. And let's make a huge difference together. All right. Love you guys. Peace. There we go. Thank you so much. All right. Take care, you guys.